what type of perspective? Let's make a teapot, okay? Those are really nice perspective. So I just prepare my base, okay? Always thinking about the perspective, how those lines have to go following, following the perspective. And then I know that I have to do something that has to be very creative, okay? Let's say that I'm trying to think a little bit out of the box, okay? So I'm not gonna think of existing cars, stuff like that. And then there is another thing I want to tell you. I let myself, I let it be the sketch. It means that I don't go after cars or concept car or show cars that I've seen probably yesterday or today on Instagram, on YouTube, etc. So I want to use those lines that are already made, okay? And that's gonna drive me in doing something that I didn't do before, that I've never done before. So first of all, let's make this a little bit like a small hood, okay? Then I will move and I will do something that is a little bit more geometric. So if I have this very round, maybe the windshield area will be more or less the same thing, you see? Now, how do I do to make sure that this is in perspective? All right, so this point are going, you see, to the vanishing point. And this is the center. So this is an ellipse, basically. Okay? All right, so now I can do something like that. And why not something like this? Now, there is one problem here that I'm having, is that the back looks a little bit heavy. So I have to treat that later. Now I want to do the main lines so that I can have a view of what I'm really doing, okay? I sketch in transparency, okay? It's gonna be a little commuter, just a little commuter, okay? Let me do something here. Okay, voila, that's it. Okay, so now I want to use this surface and this surface, you see, to make a real nice light. Why not? And then this will create, this will create my character line here in the back, that goes to the back. And I will do it like this. You see? Now we are starting to get something different. Okay, now I take this one and I work a little bit my line weight and the quality of the lines, to make sure, the line quality, to make sure that this one will, we can see it better, okay, and we can judge it better. All right, so okay, so you see, now we have this top. Thank you, Sharma. Okay, let's do the bottom part. It's very important, because when we do that, then we really understand what we are doing, because we have the car, you know, the vehicle will be kind of completed. Well, this is nothing, it's not very revolutionary, but it's okay. Change the shadow to make it a little bit more dynamic. You know, short here, longer here. You see? The variation of those proportions make the sketch, your whole sketch, more dynamic. Okay, now we had to do those wheels, but I don't want to do the classical wheel, you know. So I think that I will do this. Look what I do. I want to cover the wheel. And here it's gonna be just a line, you know, because in reality there is a part that will turn, of course. It has to. You see? And in the front, I will do the same thing, like that. We're gonna do this backlight in vertical. Why not? You see, I started to put the shading in that detail that for me in reality is the most important one. I said, well, in my entry portfolio, create a car concept with completely different proportions compared to the traditional proportions. Yes, Yash, you can do that. The only thing that I suggest you to do when you do such type of exercise, make sure that the proportions are not ridiculous. Because if they are, then your proposal becomes like a cartoon. Yeah, Scandinavian Julia. Okay. Okay, now I'm gonna make few reflections, okay? Like here. Okay. There's a highlight there. Now I'm thinking, how is the shape here, okay? So the shape is gonna be like that. Now, on top, reflection of the glass. A little bit here in the back. All right. Trying to draw a little bit in transparency now. Okay, let's do this part. You see, now it's more clear. Now we are starting to understand how this car is. So I will do the reflection of the glass that has to be darker. Okay. Now look how I care about this etching, you know, with the pencil. All the lines, very nice care. I want to go from really dark in the center to a little bit lighter on the side. You see? And I don't have a stripe in the center like a lot of people do. You have to make sure that you start dark and then very gently you go to a lighter gray. That's the most important thing. Can you tell something about portfolio? Means what are the main things in portfolio that are important, and any tips? Okay, yes, Mr. Parth Maldior. If you go on my channel and you go into the videos and check all the videos I have, you will have more than 10 videos that talk exactly about portfolio, including a couple of videos with my portfolio. Okay, so I suggest you strongly to go and check it out. Okay, hoping that you can find your answers there. All right, and thank you. All right, so now we have this. Okay, but this is how this part goes with the glass. That's another thing very important we have to know. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a little section. I'm thinking modeling, okay? Okay, so look, what do you think so far? Tell me. So we just keep ideating and doodling, and during the ideation process, idea get refined and we get a final proposal. How much space should I give to my ideation sketching portfolio project? The ideation, Yash, it's very important. Ciao Sayed, don't worry. It's very important. So when I am the responsible of a car design school and I have to decide whether you have to be accepted or not, I will be looking first at your ideation. Second, how the level of your skills. Third, if you are able to use color. You understand? So ideation is very important because it is with the ideation that I will understand if you have a strong passion and will to become a car designer. Okay, here I make a little change. Okay. Okay, now that I did that, I just add a little bit of transparency structure that is behind the glass, okay? Like that, just to give a feeling, okay? And the last thing I have to do, I have to add a little bit of core. So that's what I'm gonna do now. Look how nice this, huh? Beautiful. Let me put a little bit of extra shading just to make sure that I get that feeling darker, lighter, okay? I need that. Okay, now that I put that, I have to draw a little bit of transparency. Some of the objects that are in transparency. Ciao Raul. So, in this area, it's gonna be a little bit darker. In this area, also. And then it disappears because it's the transparency of this pillar on the other side. You see this one. Okay, now we start having the feeling of the transparency here too. You see. Yes, I made a video about that. As you can see, look how I do. I try to be very clean, even if I'm doing a lots of lines. But the most important thing that you have to be clean. You have to know that, and then also the way you move your arm, you know, that's what I say all the time. Now, this is the door. When we have a door, we have a small structure behind the glass. So we have to show that. You see? And we do the same thing here. Well, now little by little it's becoming really something, I don't want to say futuristic, ciao Morkan, but something funky, I would say. You see how it looks? Nice. Yeah, a little bit of science fiction style. Why not? So now we got a nice detail there. Gonna do the same thing in the back. Maybe I can do another thing here. Look. Another idea that comes just like that. You see? Maybe there is air. I don't know, something that gets in there. Who cares? It looks nice. Okay, so we cannot make this glass all the way from the windshield until the back. We need a cut line. So a cut line, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be a little bit round, like that. You see? This one should be a little bit more like this. I'm making few corrections now. Okay, so if I do that cut line there, I have a little bit of structure there, okay? And then the last thing that we really need, maybe it's here. I don't know. Let me see. I hope I don't ruin the sketch. You know? And because we don't like things that just stick on that, we had to put a little bit of relief there, okay? Raul, is there anything specific designed for EV and gasoline vehicles? Not really, Raul. How we will miss the beauty of wheels when cars learn to fly. I agree with you. They're gonna be really ugly, I think. We said at the beginning can help you, okay, to feel, how can I say, free of starting your sketch without too much pressure. And remember that when you want to find something new, just let it go. Ciao, Kavish. Just let it go. You know, start something, and even if it's not very beautiful, you can always retrace it and make it better. But the most important thing is to do it. Don't think that that you are doing something that maybe people will not like. Do what you think it's good, what you like. That's the most important thing to start. Unless you are always thinking what other people will think of your work. You don't have to do that. Okay? Alright, so let me put my signature. Alright, today it's the 18th January 2022. Alright. Okay. If you want to offer me a coffee, now is the time. The super stickers, super chat are there for you. I go and drink some water, okay? Just a second. You watch the sketch. Thank you.